Hello, we're going to go over the next few letters of the alphabet for our handwriting practice, okay? If you remember, we're using this super cool handwriting house to help talk about how we draw our lines for our English letters, and hopefully we'll learn some house vocabulary along the way. So we talked about letters A, B, and C, right? Hopefully you remember what letter is next, and this letter is D, like dog, right? Here's capital D, right? Capital D. D, dog, or dad, right? Dad. So A, B, C, D. So capital D. Lowercase d looks like this. If you remember, we don't want to get it confused with lowercase b, right? So here are some words that help us remember. We can write bed. You can see how they look different. We could write, right, it is bad to get them mixed up. If you want to have it in a different order, we could write dab, right? We dab some dots, dab some paint. So more recently, dab was slang. I believe it was dab, right? I thought that was pretty good. So kids 2 years ago would think that was cool. So drop my eraser, very uncool. All right, good. So letter D, good. So D like dog. All right, so let's quickly erase this so we're ready for the next letter, and I will show you a bit slower on our house notes. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. This is a little bit dirty from the whiteboard, but all right, so capital D, both of them are tall letters, right? That means both of them start, I don't want you to see C, I want you to see D. All right, so both of them start at the top. Capital D goes straight down. Capital D goes straight down. You know what, that is too shiny. Let me use my marker. Capital D goes straight down, and it has a big curve out, around, and back. So capital D. Lowercase d, there are a couple ways you could start lowercase d. If you want to start with the letter C, you can, and draw a line straight down. Again, that was starting with the letter C, drawing another line straight down, big line. Or you could start with the straight line and then make the letter C touching straight down line. Either way is okay. Whatever you find easier. I'm sure in the elementary schools they teach your children a certain way, but since we're adults and we know what's going on, anything that you can get to work is probably okay. So that's probably not good pedagogy, but it's andragogy. So, all right, moving on. After the letter D, who remembers what's next? A, B, C, D. Good, hopefully you were singing along with me. What is this letter? Good, this is letter E. This is also a vowel, right? So it's always good to notice vowels when we see them. So capital E, lowercase e. Capital E, lowercase e. If you're in my class, sometimes I might write my capital E like that. Same thing. It's like a backwards 3. So, but most often you will see it with corners like that. So I don't want to confuse anybody. Maybe that was a bad idea. Okay, moving on. All right, so capital E, lowercase e. So zoom in a little bit. So capital E starts at the red roof, straight line down. A small line across or horizontal, right beneath the red roof. An even smaller line in the middle, right, going across the white windows, very tiny. And then on the green ground along the bottom, we'll draw one more horizontal line about the same length, right? So that's capital E. Lowercase e. So again, like with the letter D, there are different ways you can do this, but I like to start halfway between the windows and the ground, draw a small horizontal line like this. And then I'll just start my letter C like this. It's like you're drawing the letter C around this line. So you start at the line and then just draw a C. that turns into your letter E, right? So again, like that. Some people, you could draw C first and then attach it, but it's usually easiest. So eventually you can do it all in one go, right? You don't even have to lift your pen. Very good. E. Good, the letter E. So A, B, C, D, E. Okay, we will do one more letter. I don't know why I wrote so many E's. It was really fun. Probably because E is actually the most common letter in our alphabet, in our language. E is the most common letter. So that's why. That was on purpose. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. Good. Next letter is, it's F, right? And if you were paying attention, you will see that F is almost like capital E, but with one less, no foot, has no foot. Ugh, that looks horrible. So this is our letter, capital F, for fish, right? So capital F and lowercase f is one of our first letters with a hook, right? With a hook, like this, unless you were doing your lowercase a's like that. In that case, there are two letters with a hook. But again, whatever works for you. So, good. Capital F, lowercase f. Both of them are tall. Both of them are tall. Now, again, if you're in my class, you may see me make an F like this. That is cursive, right? I try not to do that, but sometimes I slip up. We don't really need to talk about cursive. So, but just for my students who might be confused, right? So, fish. Glub, glub, glub. Right, he's swimming. Okay, very good. Fish. Let's move on to talk about the paper. So you can just see it according to the lines. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E. Last one is F. So again, capital F starts with a line that goes straight down. A lot of capital letters, or honestly, a lot of letters start like that. So one line going horizontally across for a short distance, and one line across the windows. Capital F. Make sure this one is shorter, okay? So it's okay if it's as long, right? If it's the same length, it should not be longer. This is not, no bueno. Why is it so blurry? Okay. So, right, capital F. Longest line on top, middle line in the, or shorter line in the middle. Very good. And then lowercase f, the hook starts, I like to start at halfway between the roof and the windows, curve up to touch the roof, and then hook straight down to the green ground. Now you can put the bar here. I like to put it a little lower so you can see it. Capital F, lowercase f. Very good. Okay, those are the next three letters in our alphabet. I will see you next time, and I think we'll just go in groups of 3, except for maybe the last 2 or 4. Who knows? All right, good job.